Yeah, so if you guys watch the title of this video, I quit freelancing video editing, got fired from my video editing job, and decided to move to Vietnam to try to do something with my life. And fast forward 1 year and a half, haven't really posted much on this channel because I was so focused on becoming a creator, becoming an influencer. And right before I decided to move to Vietnam, I made content that stayed true to me and for something that I've been working so hard for the longest time as a little passion project. I finally went viral. You're looking at 70,000 people Instagram, 60,000 on TikTok, and 30,000 on YouTube. And if you don't know my backstory, one of my biggest dreams was to pick up this camera when I was 12 years old and talk to the world. And for the past 10 years, I've still tried to take those baby steps of talking and making content to get better at storytelling, marketing, and it wasn't working until I stopped trying to be someone that I wasn't and just being my most real self on the internet, what made me weird. And go figure, that was what made me go viral. But with that comes a lot of judgment, a lot of criticism, especially for this type of personal, candid styles of content. And I've learned a lot in terms of creating content. Well, what's my equipment now? What do I use? I literally still use my Nikon Z30, a little bit my GoPro, but that's all I really use for content creation. Because nowadays, the game is so different, much more matured, and you can literally just pick up your phone and talk about any damn thing you want and make money about it or make money on it. You know what I mean? But more competition means you're constantly chasing numbers, views. Well, I did. And for the past year and a half, I wasn't a video editor anymore. I was an English teacher. I wanted to do something that was so different, so like just taking a break. But on top of that, I still make content on the side. And I saw that, wow, once you go viral and you build up a following, other creators that you watch, you can also talk to, networking, and talking to a lot of people. And during that year, one of the things that I've learned being a content creator is what you want and what you chased when you were smaller in terms of vanity metrics, views, numbers, is not necessarily what you are looking for. Yes, when it comes to content creation, and specifically on YouTube, more views means more money. But it can also mean more chasing, more validation, more wondering, is this a never-ending hamster wheel? So you end up going to Vietnam, becoming an English teacher, and then what, Peter? I ended up getting another 9 to 5 for the little time being because it wasn't sustainable. No one ever talks about how being judged on the internet does something to you. Creating content on the internet for so long does something to you. And these are the dangers where it's like being a content creator, if I could look myself back and I'm like, Peter, I hope you stay grounded creating content and remember how far and all the things you've done and accomplished. And you didn't need to prove yourself to anyone. I don't get that much personal on this channel, but you're like, Peter, okay, cool story, bro. What are you even talking about? Link in the description, youtube.com/broke the habit. That was my personal brand that I took and people know me about now. It was my little baby. And that's where I've been gone for the past year and a half, creating content to try to become a content creator in Vietnam to try to do something. But then I realized that, wait, I didn't necessarily need to go to Vietnam to create this version of me. What needed to happen was just change. And yes, environment changes you, your surroundings. But here, your soul, as a creative, as a soul, that's where you need to ground yourself. To express, to articulate what is going on, and have the freedom to communicate your own story to the world. If you do it in your most authentic way that you can do it, really resonates with people. If you want to keep updated on my journey, my travels, what's next, what's going on, link in the description below, youtube.com/broke the habit, instagram.com/broke the habit. And it's been one hell of a ride, guys. One hell of a ride. But good thing I documented the whole thing. And one of the content strategies that still works is, to this day, is you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have, I'm going to talk about this, that. How about you just talk about your life and what you're going through? And I literally documented my entire journey from Vietnam, from the minute I landed to what's going on next. I don't know what this channel is going to be about now, whether it is about content creation, tips and tricks. Whoever is watching this channel, let me know in the description below about, let's say, the future of video editing, right? And getting a full-time freelancing editing job now. It's all about networking. It's all about like knowing the right people, but also editing is so monotonous. It is very monotonous. Client feedback. And that was one of the reasons I stopped trying to make content for other people, because it wasn't fun, right? A lot of it, you're just doing it for money, or I was doing it just for money. Where like this, I can just sit down, whether it's like 50 people watch this video, that's cool in my books, you know? And there are so many avenues now to do what it is that you wanted to do. And that was the point where I've always been trying to figure out as a creative. Because as a creative, right? Business chops, learning how to market, this and that, isn't always my strong suits. It's always the people that could make money aren't always the most creative. That's sales. But for me, I've always been a purebred creative, trying to create something out of nothing. But that was a little ramble. And to show you that if you really want something, right, and you work goddamn hard at it, and you know in your heart of heart, you have the ability and cadence to do this, to go out and do it. Because that's how I, quote unquote, made it in Vietnam. People to this day still come up to me and be like, yo, bro, you inspired me. You inspired me to move to Vietnam. I've been following your journey. And I'm like, really? Really? Being triple Z internet famous is quite an interesting thing. Quite an interesting thing. My name is Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective, where we all start with nothing, but you can always create something. Link in my description if you want to help me help you. All that is in the description below. The world's yours.